Thank you so much, Michael. All right, so in the line we have Michael and we also have our principal, Puan Ruzita binti Abdul Rahman. So she's with us, but she is not in this room. She's in her office. Okay, Michael. All right, so I need to how to say, we have to do this opening speech. So we are extremely grateful and excited for this interview, as we could invite a professional who happened to be an orang putih who stays in New York. Oh, can you see us now? All right. So all these children, they are very excited to practice their English with you as a native speaker. So hopefully we all can enjoy and benefit from this interview. So before we start the interview, I would like to give the floor to our principal, Puan Ruzita binti Abdul Rahman, to greet and welcome our guests. So, Puan?
Okay. Hi, Michael. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, good. Okay, good day to you, Michael.
Good day to you as
So,
well.
Michael, what is the time now in New York?
9:08 p.m. in the evening.
Okay. Okay, so as the principal of SMK Taman Hitech, I would like to express my gratitude to you for being so supportive of our program, where we encourage our children to interact with people of different professions, such as dentists, engineers, pilots, and doctors. Perhaps they can learn not only one or two things about the job, they can also get first-hand information about your country, your culture, and education system, which I believe is different from ours. So, Michael, once again, thank you for this interview. I hope it will go well and smooth. Maybe you can visit this school, SMK Taman Hitech, if you have the opportunity to visit Malaysia again. Okay, Michael, nice to see you.
Thank you so much for such a wonderful and warm introduction. I'm very excited for the interview.
Okay, thank you very much. Maybe I will not follow this interview. Okay, I hope we will enjoy with our students. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you, Puan Rosita. Thank you so much, Madam. All right. Sorry? Oh, your screen freeze. So what should we do? Okay. So Michael, can we proceed? So, yes, all right. Before we get very serious with the interview, they have prepared the 10 questions and then one spontaneous, mysterious questions. I do not know what kind of question they will bomb you. All right. So, Michael, can you introduce a little bit about yourself to all of them?
Yes, absolutely. So my name is Michael Katowski. I graduating this week from New York University School of Law. Prior to law school, I had worked as a paralegal, where I learned about a lot of different areas of law at a large law firm that does a lot of different kind of things. And then before that, I spent a year teaching English at SMK Kuala Kecil in Kedah. And that was a wonderful year, and I'm very excited to be back in the classroom with students. In my spare time, I enjoy sports, I enjoy running, I enjoy spending time and learning about the vast, wonderful world that is New York City. And I come to my parents' house where I am right now on Long Island, which is in the suburbs of New York City, about 1 hour train ride away. And I enjoy gardening here and spending time at the beach. And I'm very excited to be, like I said, back in the classroom and here with you all so we can all learn about each other and learn some more English.
All right. Oh, sorry. Okay. So you know Michael. So he had introduced himself to you. So he came from New York. Originally from Long Island, right, Michael?
Yes.
Okay.
I am right now.
So you have to jot down something. Jot down the background of the speaker. All right? Long Island. Where is Long Island, they ask you?
So New York has 5 boroughs, 5 different sections, and 2 of those boroughs are on the western part of Long Island. So when people talk about Long Island in the way I'm referring to it, they're talking about the part of it that is east of New York City. It's a very long island that looks like a fish and is one of the major suburbs of New York City.
All right. Okay. So can we go to the first questions? My student is ready.
Please.
All right. Okay.
Hi, sir. Do you mind if I call you Michael?
That'd be great.
Okay. My name is Fawaz. I was born in 2007 and currently a Form 5 student. Before we proceed to the interview, out of curiosity, do you have a middle name? Do you mind telling us about it?
Yes, my middle name is Franklin. My full name is Michael Franklin Katowski.
Right.
Yes.
How to pronounce your surname?
So Katowski, kind of like cat at the beginning, and then Towski, skiing like the winter sport, Katowski altogether.
Thank you. Can I ask you another question? It sounds like, do you have a public figure that carries the same surname?
So I do not. My last name is Polish. About 100 years ago, my father's family, my descendants, came from Poland to the United States. And that's why my last name is Katowski. That's where that comes from. And the Polish American community is not very big. So I don't know of anyone, honestly. I've never met someone else with the same surname that I'm Katowski.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
So that's very unique, your name. Actually, you are the first with that surname, I believe, that I encounter and I meet. All right, so you are clear? So Mr. Michael is a Polish descendant. All right. The next questions. Anyone? Yes.
Hi, Michael. Can you
Hi.
hear me clearly?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, so my name is Aisha. My question for you is, can you share a little bit about your background?
For sure. So I went in the US, instead of primary school, we call it elementary school. And I went to the local elementary school, the public school. In the US, instead of calling it government school, we call it public school. And I went to a public school that I could walk to from my house, from my parents' house. It was called Chatterton Elementary School. And then that was 7 years there. And then after elementary school, we have middle school, which is kind of like a bridge between elementary school and what we call secondary school, we call high school. And so I had 2 years of middle school and then 4 years of high school. So 6 years of secondary education. And after that, I went, so in the United States, law school is like getting a master's degree. It's a second degree after you go to university. So I went to Binghamton University, which is a state school, a New York State school in upstate New York, about 3 hours drive from New York City. And I did 4 years of education at Binghamton University to get my undergraduate degree. And then I took a few years off to work and go to Malaysia and do a few other things. And then I did 3 years of law school. So it's been a lot of education. I think 7 years after.
China? Mana? Okay.
Google Meet itu atas SMK HIBRID 3 rejoin refresh join.
Hello?
Hi, sorry, Michael. What happened is somehow the internet today is not that stable.
Okay.
So we kind
No
of
problem.
like lost you. So in total, how many years that you have to go to school before you get your law degree?
So I've been in school for 20 years now, I think. 13 years of primary and secondary school, and then 4 years of university, of undergraduate, and then 3 years of law school. 13 plus 4 plus 3 equals 20. So it's been a long road.
Yes. So how does Aisha feel about this? 20 years of study. How do you feel?
I mean, it depends on what profession you want to take. I think if you choose that profession, you still have to go through every year of education. I think it's a choice. And if you, I think you did a good job in undergoing everything.
Another question, Michael. If a student like Aisha, she wants to go to United States, is there any chances for her to go and further? I mean, like what you did in Malaysia, can she do the same thing in the States?
There are definitely similar programs. There are definitely ways to study abroad in the US. I can reach out to Macy and send Ms. Nadia some information about some high school exchange programs and college exchange programs if you're interested in studying for a brief time in the US to see what it's like. But also if you're interested in attending university in the US altogether, anyone can take the SAT exam, which is how you get into American universities. And American universities are always looking for diverse perspectives from people from a variety of backgrounds to come and make their campuses a more informed place, a place with more views about more parts of the world. And so I think if that's something that interests you, it's definitely something you should look into. And I'd be happy to provide some resources.
So are you interested?
Yes.
So they are very interested.
Love it.
I'm not sure whether you can see them on your screen. Can you?
I can't see you guys right now. I can only see I can hear you well, but I can't see
So
either you or the class at this
okay,
moment.
I'll do this. Wait. Can you see them now?
Oh, very nice.
But you have to see from my laptop, I believe. All right. Okay. Somehow the internet doesn't allow us to have more than two screens, I believe. All right. Can we proceed to the third question? Who is supposed to ask the question? Yes.
Hi, Michael. My name is Alia. I have one question for you. What is the hardest and the sweetest thing you have ever experienced in the process of becoming a lawyer? Do you mind share with us?
Can you hear?
So I think one hard thing certainly is the amount of time it takes. Both beforehand, obviously, it's many years of education, but also it involves long hours. And if you want to be prepared for your cases and able to give your clients, the people you try and help, the best service possible, you need to be very well prepared, and you need to do hours of background research, both looking at the law and legal precedent, meaning the legal decisions that have been made, in addition to the actual law passed by the government. But you also need to look at specific documents and specific things about the case, so you fully understand the situation, and you can give the best analysis so you can help to solve your client's problem. So I think the most challenging thing is the preparation and the amount of time it takes to do it well. I think for me, the sweetest thing has always been to help people. That's really why I got into the law. I love the US and I love New York, but there are many problems in our society, and there are many ways where you can help people and alleviate problems we see in society using the law. And some of the cases I do now, where I help people stay in their homes and avoid getting thrown out of their homes by their landlord, that is very satisfying work because it keeps families together, it keeps people from being on the streets, and it really allows me to feel that I'm making my community a better place. And that's really what it's all about for me.
Do you agree?
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Michael.
So it is always nice for you to earn your living, and at the same time you can benefit the society. Alright, so raise a hand who are interested to be a lawyer. Can Michael see? Anyone who is interested? No? They are scared, Michael. Alright. They are science stream students, so I think being a lawyer is also one of the paths for them to venture in the future, because they learn all the science subject like physics, chemistry, bio, additional mathematics. All right. So are they having the same in the secondary school in US?
In the US, there's definitely a lot of emphasis on STEM, on the science, technology, engineering, and math subjects. But there always is a large amount of students who are interested in humanities and the law, education, and these kinds of things as well. I think one thing to keep in mind about the idea of being a lawyer is that there are many kinds of lawyers. The law affects all parts of our world. If you have a science background, you can still be a lawyer because you can do patent law, where you help people get patents on technological innovations so they can use that to make money. If you have an engineering background or something more involved with tech or programming, you can be a lawyer for one of the large companies like Google or Meta, and you can help protect their intellectual property and help make sure that their goals for their technology are met. So there's a lot of ways where you can be scientifically minded, but still be a lawyer and still use the law to help people achieve their goals, whatever they may be.
All right. So you can be a patent lawyer if you are in the science stream. So you might need to think about it, except from being like not just a doctor. There are a lot of things that we can still venture with this kind of package in secondary school. All right. The next question is from our shy boy.
Hello, Sir Michael. My name is Khairul. I have a question that I want to ask you, sir. Is that okay, sir?
Yeah, he can hear you.
Say. Hi, Sir Michael. My name is Khairul. I have a question that I want to ask you, sir. Is that okay?
Is that okay?
Yes, please.
The question is, what is your ambition before you become a lawyer? Is it related to your current job?
So I thought about being a lawyer for a very long time. It's something that I was interested in when I was quite young. I think the only other thing I strongly considered was to be a history teacher. But in the United States, most teachers are not paid very well. It can be very difficult to make a living as a teacher in the United States. And that turned me away from it. I think also, again, the law can really change so much of the world. And if you're interested in public policy or government work and those kinds of things, starting as a lawyer can be a great way to get into those kind of positions of power. So you can, again, try and pass laws that make your community and your world a better place. And so I think I never had a strong passion or a strong goal other than being a lawyer and going from there. But it always was related. I was always more interested in English and history and these things than I was in science and math and those subjects.
All right, Claire? Cairo, what is your ambition? Do you mind share with Michael?
My ambition is to become an architect.
Wow, that's excellent.
Does it pay well in the States?
I actually have a friend who's studying to become an architect. Right now, he works at an architectural firm as a sort of on-site engineer, but he's taking the exams to become a full-fledged architect. And while you make a good salary as an architect, people who actually make the buildings, the structural engineers and the people that work in the construction companies do make a little bit more money than the architects themselves. But I think, in my opinion, the architect work sounds much more interesting than buying concrete and making sure people use the concrete to build the building properly. So often in life, there can be a trade-off between doing work you're very passionate about and you really like, and doing work that gets the most money and the most compensation.
All right. So you have to know, you have to decide whether you want to have a job that is of your passion or something that can pay you well in your future. So there will always be a dilemma in choosing one, right? As an adult, we have to go through that.
Yeah.
All right.
Ideally, find a job that gives you both.
Yes. Okay.
But those are hard to find.
Okay, next question.
Hi, Michael. My name is Shafa. I have 3 questions. My question is, what type of lawyer are you? Does it give you good money? What is the highest paid lawyer? Thank you.
Thank you. So I am a landlord-tenant lawyer. I do tenant defense.
Landlord.
In the US, in New York City, most people don't own their home. They rent their home from a landlord, from someone who actually owns the building. And when landlords threaten to evict tenants, throw them out of their home because they've either allegedly violated the lease or for some reason they haven't been able to pay for some time, then I come in and I try and help keep the tenant in their apartment. What this is called, where I work directly for people, and I also work at a group called New York Legal Assistance Group that provides free legal services to old people and to people who don't make a lot of money. So all the work I do for our clients is completely free. I still receive very comfortable compensation, good insurance, and many nice benefits, and it's a comfortable living, but it's definitely not the most money that a lawyer makes. The most money is in commercial litigation, meaning lawsuits between large companies, and transactional work, meaning creating and editing documents in order to create a new company or merge one company into another company or negotiate a transaction or a deal between two large companies. So working at those kind of corporate firms that do this kind of work, that's how you make the most money as a lawyer. And those lawyers are very, very wealthy. I worked at a firm with a paralegal that was a large corporate firm, and as much as the compensation was good, it's not what interested me in the law. Frankly, a lot of that work is not good for the community and kind of perpetuates a lot of problems that are systemic that we have in the US. We did a lot of oil and gas deals, great for, perpetuating climate change. And that wasn't really what interested me about this career path. And so I intentionally chose something that I was more passionate about, that I was more interested in, despite the fact that it meant receiving less compensation.
All right. So, different lawyer, they were paid differently, right? I mean, different lawyers.
Different lawyers make different money.
Yes. So, is it possible for you to transfer from what do we call the landlord-tenant lawyer and become the corporate lawyer? Is there any possibility?
So I think down the line, absolutely.
My name is teacher Madam Sabri. I am currently teaching Form 5 students. So, talking about this program, actually, the idea came to me when we have to, we have our PKP, and then most of us, we have to do this remote kind of things where you have to be in the house, and then your children will be at their own home. So Google Meet is something that we always use. And then when we have this smart board thingy, the idea just came to me so that we just do the same thing, inviting people via Google Meet. It's more convenient because first we don't have to invite them to school. We need time to prepare and whatsoever thing, so we don't have to do that. Straight away we can just talk to them via Google Meet. The student can also communicate with them directly. If we invite those people to come to school, he will be on the stage, and then the student, there will be a gap when the student want to ask things or whatsoever. It's not that convenient. So if they are in that particular small room, they can prepare the questions, they know what to ask, it's more friendly. Other than that, we can really invite people from, you don't have to just limit yourself to people who is nearby. We can invite people even though they are not in the, what do we call, distance is not a problem anymore. Like the person that we talked to, Michael Kutoski, he is a lawyer, he resides in New York, USA. So we can use the medium to communicate with him. It's a first-hand information, more convenient, more friendly, and I believe it is more successful if we do that. That's it. Thank you.